curious as to who I am, you're better off not knowing. Or perhaps even asking.
The Black Knight is a monster of a man who wears secret armor and wields the mighty Alondite. He killed Ike's father and is waiting for the day that Ike grows strong so that he can test his strength against the full power of the son of Gawain. Much like his home game, Path of Radiance, the Black Knight is an armored juggernaut who wields the sister sword to Ike's Ragnarok. You can get the Black Knight as a Tempest Trials reward, and I highly recommend you get him before he's gone. In Fire Emblem Heroes, the Black Knight is a much more offensive armor unit. He has 48 HP, 34 attack, 34 speed, 35 defense, and 18 resistance. Even under all that armor, the Black Knight is faster than most of the characters in the game, and while he has good physical bulk, he lacks some points in resistance, which is ultimately his downfall. The Black Knight can be compared to a red version of Hector, with the stat line of Amelia. His legendary sword, Alondite, is a distant counter weapon and can attack enemies from any range. The Black Knight is also the first hero to come with his own unique special skill. Black Luna is essentially a better version of regular Luna. It hits harder, while still retaining the same 3-turn cooldown as a normal version. In Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, the Black Knight had his own special skill called Eclipse, which I assume Black Luna is a reference to. Steady Stance 3 is the final tier of the skills level and grants a nice +6 defense whenever the unit is attacked, as what I assume is a reference to the Black Knight's Warp Powder, which allowed him to literally teleport around the world. Wings of Mercy is his B skill and is quite fitting. Armor units can tend to get left behind by their low mobility, but with Wings of Mercy, the Black Knight can fly in to help allies when needed. For in-game performance, I can say that the Black Knight is a very good armor hero. He can take advantage of his good speed to play a more offensive style, but with Alondite's distant counter, he can bait in ranged attacks as well. All armors can be nice defensive walls, but with Wings of Mercy, you can have the Black Knight be separated from the main action and fly in to save the day. I would say he is most similar to Hector, that he can kill almost anyone in the game when he has his special ready. You also can't just let him hit you first, since the Black Knight has a decent speed stat that can double slow tanks. Similar to Hector in the arena, you will need some kind of game plan counter to take him down, otherwise he will surely kill somebody with Black Luna. I found that unlike most Armor Emblem teams where you stack defensive wards, it is much more effective to pair the Black Knight with offensive buffs. He can also fill in the red slot for any armor team, although he is not as tanky as Zephyr. The Black Knight's weakness, like many things in this game, is Reinhardt, and also any blue mages in general. I imagine Naui can also handle him well, since he has quite a low resistance stat. Since the Black Knight is a Tempest Trials reward, he will always be a neutral nature, so we can skip that portion of the guide. For weapons, Alondite is pretty much his go-to, as I don't see a reason to get rid of a distant counter weapon. Assist skills for armor units are usually swap or pivot, as it grants them much needed mobility options for the class in general. For specials, Black Luna is so good, it does a ton of damage on a decent cooldown, and 80% reduced defense will hurt anyone badly enough that I don't think Bonfire or Ignis are needed. For A skills, Steady Stance 3 is nice and will put the Black Knight at 41 defense when being attacked. If you have spare Brave Ikes, then the popular opinion at the moment is to give him Steady Breath, and with the Quick Impulse Seal after one hit, Black Luna will be charged and will KO so many opponents in just one hit. Since you don't need to use the A skill for distant counter, the Black Knight can instead use stat increasing skills to help improve his killing power or to improve his weaker defenses. There are many B skill options for the Black Knight. Wings of Mercy is a good to let him fly in when needed. Wrath is another popular choice because if you get a Wrath activated Black Luna, then for sure almost nothing will survive that hit. It also is good because it will charge Black Luna's cooldown when the Black Knight is on low health, which means more chances for his special to proc. Similar to Hector, you can also run Quick Riposte, Vantage, or Renewal, depending on what you feel like. You can fill in the C skill slot with any threatened skills or buffs you want. I currently use Ward Armor since I use the Black Knight in an Armor Emblem team. Other buffs are also fine, it just depends on what you have on your other units. My build is curated for an Armor Emblem team, but can work with non-armor teammates. Alondite is a no-brainer, and Swap is good for ensuring I keep my full armor ward/gold buffs active on as many units as I can, and for positioning for baits. Black Luna is fine as a special. For A skills, ideally you want Steady Breath, but Steady Stance is quite good too if you don't have spare Ikes. I use Wings of Mercy to help my fellow armor teammates secure kills. but Quick Repulse could also work too, and is better for pure killing purposes. Ward Armor is the buff I chose, but that is just what I needed to fill for my team. Now I consider Quick Impulse to be really good on the Black Knight. With my team setup, he can double a lot of units, and I want Black Luna up as much as possible. I think it's an effective choice, since it just puts more pressure on the enemy to have to deal with Black Luna's strength earlier. I believe the Black Knight is one of the best free-to-play rewards in the game currently, up there with Xander from the Grand Hero battles. He is similar to a red version of Hector, and Black Luna is effective since it scales with tougher opponents. My own armor team supports him with Hone and Gold armor buffs, which grant an effective plus 10 attack and speed. I have found a ton of success with this setup, and I think it is better than stacking Ward armor, just in the case of the Black Knight. Steady Breath and Wrath is probably the best build because of how fast Black Luna can be charged, as well as the extra flat 10 damage when Wrath activates. With Quick Impulse, you can have Black Luna ready after being hit by just one attack, and when Wrath activates, you get more damage and even more cooldown charge to possibly have Black Luna ready for the player phase. Despite the power of the Black Knight, just like Hector, he can be stopped. If you can kill him before Black Luna, then there's really no different than most of the faster Red Sword heroes in the game. Also, since Reinhardt still exists, I think most people will be able to deal with the Black Knight, and he won't be too much of an issue. I will say that my armor team has got to me the most defense wins I've had in months, so I won't deny that the Black Knight had some effect. Lastly, I think they did a great job of capturing the essence of the Black Knight. In Path of Radiance, he is a literal god that you would have to flee from because he does not mess around. He's a big scary guy in a suit of armor and is fast as hell. He can attack from a distance and is able to teleport wherever he is needed. I don't want to spoil his full character, but it's nice to see him get the attention he deserves for what he was in his home games. The Black Knight is a mysterious armored juggernaut who wields some impressive firepower. His base kit is already plenty strong, but you can become even scarier if you give him some of the rarer skills. When he is able to charge up Black Luna, there is only one question that needs to be asked.
Will you survive?